Welcome to Kamisha Reviews Movies. This is my first time doing my review on here. So we're going to get started with Fear Street Part 1, 1994. I got my popcorn, I got my ticket. So you guys are going to be with me as we discuss this. Am I in my seat? I think I'm in my seat pretty good. Okay. This does kind of remind me of Scream a little bit. But let's go ahead and talk about this. Okay, the murder at the Shady Side Mall. Look at my notes, okay, guys, so bear with me. Shady Side, they're used to violence like this. I'm assuming this town is cursed. That is the question mark, okay? Kids grew up to witches and all these different things. And so there's a town that is literally next door called Sunnyvale, where no crime for 30 years, clean and perfect. And all these things. Dina, one of the main characters, she really hates this place. She hates the school. She hates, her ex. Sam is moving to Sunnyvale. It's just the whole thing. Okay. So, in Shady Side, hold on, I'm sorry. There is like this weird thing with Shady Side. She was a part of the band, the cheerleaders, including her friend Kate, the football team, everybody. They're forced to, attend a vigil before a big rivalry game between Sunnyvale Devils and Shady Side Witches. Maybe it's a history thing or whatever. But anyway, so a couple of Sunnyvale players and Sam chase down Shady Side team bus. An accident happened, boom. And then something weird does happen. Dina and Sam get nosebleed at the same time, and Sam ends up accidentally crawling over Sarah Fear's bones because see, when they get the nosebleed, she gets distracted, throws this big old cooler and it hits their car, so they crash. So when she falls, she's over these bones, and her doing that activates a case. It's like she disturbed her gravesite or whatever. Then Sam sees a vision of Sarah disturbing her resting pace, and now Sam needs to die. All of this stuff comes from, Dina's little brother Josh, who is like some kind of obsessed with murder, murder, mayhem, things in the past, and completely knows about Sarah Fear's story. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. She's a frequent person as far as Shady Side Killers in the chat rooms. She's always on the chat room. This is still 1994 with this AOL and that noise, okay? I believe that every single person that's murdered and terrorized Shady Side since Sarah's death were possessed. So the witch will possess the person, and they'll just go off and kill people. Something they don't normally do. A girl that was after school killed her boyfriend, everybody in the house. A guy that worked in a mine. Just all kinds of stories like that. The Skull Mask Killer just caused his detonation in a mall. He obviously was possessed. So I think that when they just saw him, he was cool. The Camp Nightwing killed in 1978, who attacked the summer camp with an axe. Ruby Lane, the young lady I was talking about, who killed her cheating boyfriend in 1965. A milk delivery guy who killed his customers, and a child who killed his parents. They all go back to Sarah. She's a witch that controls this town pretty much. And now that Sam touched her bones, they're going to be after her. So, Dina, who's of course very angry at Sam, even though her parents moved there. It's like she's mad at Sam for moving to the town, but Sam's parents moved. She had no control over that, even though she did say she ran away kind of to start a new life away from Dina. But seeing that she loves, a person that loves to change her mind, Dina leaves Kate, Simon, Josh as they try to protect Sam because they realized that Sam was the key and they wanted to kill Sam. Well, at least they thought. Kinda. Okay, they get her out the hospital. The Skull Mask Killer shows up everywhere where Sam is at, killing her new boyfriend, the nurses who was there, nurses who were selling Kate pills to deal, trying to save money for college, going to the sheriff to tell what's going on, and he believes them. They decide to, trick the killers, and they put Sam's blood everywhere. They lead them to this nasty bathroom in the school, blow her up, at least they thought. But the thing about these things, they come back to life. Okay? The only way to stop is to kill Sam. All the teens go to the grocery store, and like I said bathroom. They all go to the grocery store, and they have a plan. Simon does get killed by the night, because it's like 3 killers. Camp Night Killer. They're all walking around, even though they're dead. Kate gets pushed through the bread slicer by the schoolmaster, and it was pretty brutal. I mean, just sliced the whole entire head up. Although Dina drowns Sam, and they have to kill her first, give her the overdose of the pills, and then bring her back to life. Dina, Sam, and Josh obviously are really sad because they all died. Okay. Now, they blame everything on them. Once everybody comes out, they go to the police. I'm obviously going to say it's the narrative, right? Nice and neat, like Dina says. They're druggies. They ruin everything and blah, blah, blah. Right? Sheriff didn't really believe the stuff what Dina and Sam was saying. He was wondering about it. He didn't really believe it. Now, they did try to call. There was a lady who did survive. It's happening again. C. Berman, the only survivor of the Camp Nightwing attacks, who died to escape Sarah. Died to come back. Was where Dina and Josh got the idea to do this. Calls Dina. We stopped her. We're good. She said, no, honey. She makes the rules. She'll find a way. She'll come for you. Okay, for 1 second, Sam and Dina was cuddling, listening to music and enjoying themselves. Josh is downstairs to his music. And then Wash is on the phone, and she's telling her that we see the witch in the cave, and all of a sudden we see her name go across. Sam's name. Was it Sam's name? Go across. Samantha. Yeah, Sam's name go across. And I guess whenever she does that, they're possessed by her. Sam comes in. She stabs Dina. Josh comes in and is like, oh my gosh, she's cursed. When I tell you the girl's sitting there, So, she said we're going to get her back. That's the way it ended up ending. Now, there is part 2, which will go to 1978, so we can see the Cap Nightwing attack. Part 1 is obviously a homage to Scream and Friday the 13th. That's what I feel like. It took me back to Friday the 13th a little bit. But it also took me back to Scream, especially with the phone calls. Hello? I forgot you was over there, bro. Okay, my bad. But you're not scarier than Scream. Just wanted to say that. I will give this 5 stars. Next time I do this, I'll have 5 stars up on. This is my first time doing my reviews. Next time I'll have like stars up on the screen. I will give this 5 stars. My rating would be probably 5 stars the most. Okay, 1 at the least, and I'll explain when if it's a 1 or a 2. But for a 5, I'm gonna say this. I had the lights off. I was under the covers. I was feeling like, now, it didn't give me the oobies like back in the day. But like I said, Friday night, girls hanging out, or just Friday night, I have nowhere to go, drinking, having a good time. I just want something scary to watch. This is it. I'm looking forward to seeing part 2. I think this is R.L. Stine. If I'm not mistaken, it's R.L. Stine. So I'm looking forward to part 2. I recommend to go watch it. It was a really good movie. Okay, and we'll be back for part 2 when part 2 releases. I believe the release is July the 9th, I think. So we'll come back to that and we'll revisit this too. Okay.